We've been covering the PlayStation Store's variety of sales a lot recently. They've got the Critics' Choice sale going on right now. They've got a great Bandai Namco publisher sale going on as well. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at another 10 awesome deals under the price of $10. Now, we already did one edition of this, specifically looking at the Critics' Choice sale. Obviously, we're not going to be repeating any games, but if you want to see more deals under $10, go check out that video. And also, we mentioned today in an earlier video that you can get PlayStation Store credit right now 7% off over Green Man Gaming. The idea is you go to Green Man Gaming, save 7% on the PlayStation Store credit, and then you couple that discount with the savings that you get on the games, and then you're just getting some pretty ridiculous deals. So take advantage of that as well. Without further ado, we've got 10 games to go over, so let's just get right into it, and we'll start off with the 2 games available as a part of the Bandai Namco publisher sale. First up, we do have Naruto Shippuden, the Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy. That is down to $9.99, and you can also get each respective game as a part of this trilogy for $5 each. I would just pick up the trilogy. Now, obviously, this is going to be perfect for those of you that are fans of Naruto. However, with Naruto Storm 2 and 3, they have really good story modes as well. Unfortunately, Storm 2 starts right off in the middle of the show, as does Storm 3. Storm 1 story mode really does lag behind comparatively to Storm 2 and 3, but the entirety of the trilogy for $9.99 is definitely a good buy. You got 3 sets of trophies here, and it's a lot of quality for Naruto fans. You know what to expect out of here. Storm has been around for quite a while, and it's been one of the better received anime gaming franchises, so this one, $3.33 a pop for a game if you divide it up that way. Really good deal. Also, God Eater Resurrection is down to $4.99. Obviously, we just had the release of God Eater 3, but that game still being $60, probably not a palatable price point for a lot of you guys. On the other hand, God Eater Resurrection is a PlayStation 4 port of the very first God Eater title. It still holds up pretty well, and for $5, it's a great entry point into the franchise. Is it a perfect game? No, but if you want that anime-style Monster Hunter experience, God Eater definitely offers you that. You'll fight some big monsters. There's a decent story here as well, and quite a bit of content to delve into, so for $5, you're getting a pretty quality experience for what you're paying for. Moving on from that, Amnesia Collection is down to $8.99. This includes Amnesia: The Dark Descent and Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, both done by Frictional Games, and I've recommended these games in the past, and I've recommended Frictional's other title in Soma. I honestly believe that Soma is a better game than both of the Amnesia titles. Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs definitely has its issues. Dark Descent is one of the most iconic horror games of all time. That was a game that a lot of YouTubers played back in the day, and it definitely captures that essence and element of horror. It puts you in the shoes of Daniel as he wakes up in a desolate castle. He barely remembers anything about his past, and you explore its eerie pathways, and you must piece together Daniel's troubled memories and uncover the horror that lies deep below. Definitely a spooky game, and while I said that Machine for Pigs isn't as good as the Dark Descent, it's a decent game in its own right, and to get both of those games for $8.99, that's definitely not a bad buy. Next up, we've got Fury, the Definitive Edition for $7.69. Fury is a game that I've recommended in the past. Is it a game with its issues? Definitely. It's a challenging game, but unfortunately, a lot of that challenge comes in the form of difficulty spikes, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But overall, the game is very good. It marries a lot of different gameplay elements. You've got fast-paced action, you've got bullet hell action, and the game consists entirely of boss fights. Again, a pretty challenging game, but it's a game that I would highly recommend, especially at this price at $7.69 for the Definitive Edition. Next up, I also want to give a recommendation for Need for Speed Payback. It's available for $5.99, and I know what you guys are thinking. It's a Need for Speed game, and more so, it's a recent Need for Speed game. The recent Need for Speed games have been absolutely panned. However, bear in mind that Payback was judged on the basis of being a $60 game. It's literally at 10% of its initial price point. And for that price, if you want a good open world racer, Need for Speed Payback isn't a bad option. Obviously, I've always said that the PlayStation 4 is lacking a little bit in great racing options. Gran Turismo has been mostly absent this franchise. We don't have a Forza Horizon to rely on, but Need for Speed Payback, not a bad option, especially at this price. Would I say that this is a game worth $60? Absolutely not, but at $6, definitely a game worth your time and money. Next up, we have Life is Strange: The Complete Season for $3.99, and I should also note that Life is Strange Before the Storm Complete Season is available for $5.09. Life is Strange has become one of the more iconic games of the last few years. It's a very story-driven adventure, reminiscent to the Telltale experiences, and Life is Strange tackles a lot of mature themes. I don't want to get too much into the story without delving into spoilers, but it's a game that I highly recommend everyone to play because you don't see a lot of games tackle themes like this. And while Life is Strange might be a little off-putting to some people, and it does get a little bit jumbled in the middle episodes, I think the overarching game is quite good. Before the Storm is pretty good in its own right, and of course Life is Strange Season 2 is rolling on right now. And of course, now you can check out Life is Strange 2 as well. The complete season for $3.99 is a great starting point, so I would give that a recommendation. Moving on from that, we have Limbo and Inside the bundle for just $5.99. Limbo is a game I think everyone and their mother has played. It's been ported to just about every platform, last generation platforms, PC, Mac, mobile, you name it, Limbo is on that platform. However, Inside is a more recent release, and unfortunately, Inside didn't resonate as much as Limbo in terms of a mainstream and commercial standpoint. It's just not remembered as fondly, and I don't know why, because in my opinion, Inside is the superior game. It follows a similar premise in that it's a very dark, eerie platformer. Got some puzzles there as well, but Playdead did a tremendous job with that game, and I only say that Inside isn't as well regarded from a mainstream and commercial standpoint, but if you look at the critical reviews, Inside has some amazing reviews, and it's very well received by the people that played it. Obviously, again, Limbo is a game that the majority of you have played, but Inside, I know a lot of you guys missed out on. The bundle for $5.99, you get Limbo on the PS4, and you might as well play through that. It's a great experience, and Inside is tremendous. For that price, you definitely can't go wrong. Next up, we have Minute for $5.99. This is a really cool game with a very interesting art style. Right on the surface, if you just look at it at face value, maybe the art style turns you off a little bit, but it's a peculiar little adventure played 60 seconds at a time. Journey outside the comfort of your home to help unusual folk, uncover countless secrets, and overcome dangerous foes, all in hopes of lifting a rather unfortunate curse that ends each day after just 1 minute. Very stylistic game, very artistic game. It's $5.99. Maybe that's still a little bit too expensive. I think if it was at $3.99, it would be an easy recommendation. Now I'm just penny pinching. We're fighting over a couple of dollars. For $5.99, it's still a great buy, so definitely give it a look. A different kind of game compared to everything else on this list. Next up, we have one of the more controversial games released this generation, and that is Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $6.24. Now, Star Wars Battlefront as a franchise, I don't know how EA managed to mess this one up. It was literally handed to them on a silver platter. I thought it was a recipe for success. There was no way to mess it up. And somehow EA did just that. The issue with the first Star Wars Battlefront was, of course, from a content standpoint, for a $60 game, it really lacked content, no single-player mode. And the issue with Battlefront 2 was obviously the train wreck promotion. There was insane microtransactions planned initially. That obviously was removed because of insane backlash. But unfortunately, Battlefront 2 did not recover from that backlash. But if you assess Battlefront 2 as a game, it is so much better than Battlefront 1. You've got a lot more content, you've got a ton more depth, and now you're not even paying $60 for it. It's down to just $6.24. If you've been on the fence, if Battlefront was something you liked back in the day, obviously the EA version is a lot different, but you've got that quality Star Wars multiplayer experience here. I know quality might shock you guys because of how much this game has been bashed, but what you have here for $6.24, it's not a bad buy. There's still a community of gamers playing it, and I would give it a recommendation, especially being this cheap. And lastly, we have Thumper for $4.99. Thumper is another game that went a little bit under the radar. It's described as rhythm violence, classic rhythm action, blistering speed, and brutal physicality. You are a space beetle, brave the hellish void, and confront a maniacal giant head from the future. You scream down the endless track and crash through punishing obstacles with simple, airtight controls, hurtle forward, master new moves, reach overwhelming velocities, and survive adrenalizing boss battles. Every crushing impact is interwoven with a pounding original soundtrack. To reach bliss, you must go through hell. Thumper is a game that's very easy to jump in and just play for a little bit, and at just $4.99, again, a game that's a lot different than all of the other games that you're gonna see these days, I would give that a recommendation as well, being this cheap. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, a lot of great deals available on the PlayStation Store right now. Added to these deals available, go on over to Green Man Gaming, check out those PlayStation Store credit codes. You can get $100, 7% off for $93. Yes, it's only $7 off, but couple it with the deals that you're already getting. That's an additional free game if you look at some of the games on this list. So that's definitely something nice to snag up. And again, a lot of great deals, whether you're a big Naruto fan and you want to check out the Storm Trilogy for $9.99, that's great. Very Definitive Edition for $7.69 is awesome. Even a game like Need for Speed Payback for $5.99, that's not a bad buy either. A lot of good stuff here. Remember, we did upload a video before going over 10 other deals under $10, so check that out as well, and we've covered the sale pretty in depth, so we hope you guys have appreciated that. And that's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.